Hi, good morning. Let us read lesson 1 in Vistas today. The third label by Jack Finney. He is an American author, novelist, and short story writer. His best known works are science fiction and thrillers, including The Body Snatchers and The Time and Again. The former was the basis for the 1956 film Invasion of the Body Snatchers and its remake. The Body Snatchers? See the title. Who may snatch the body? What may be the body snatchers? Is it somebody who snatches our body? No. It is our inside, the psyche, that drives our body, that dictates to our body. It sometimes takes our body away from the body plane and it goes deeper into it and it gets absorbed into it. So, in that condition, there is no realization of our body, and this way our body is snatched. Such is the theme of our lesson, the third label. What are these labels? Let us try to understand it. Labels of time. What are the labels of time? Let us think of time at present and time in long past. Time now, there is so much competition. Everybody is running after popular glory, running after money, running after the competition to establish oneself. So there is so much anxiety and worry. This is the first label. And the time long past when there was no tension, completely at peace, that was the third label. And in between, where there is comparative peace, that is the second label. Now labels are place. In that case, let us take the example of our city. The city center, where everybody wants a job, where everybody wants to settle. Everybody is running to the city center. That is the first label. And many people are satisfied only to remain at the suburban level. They don't want to bear that much of anxiety and worry as it is required by first label. So they are at the second label. That is the suburban areas, life there is the second label. And now look at the rural areas where there is completely absence of competition, tension, worry, people at rest. That is the third label. At the country level, capital, the metro cities are the first label. Other cities are the second label. Life over there is in the other cities is second level life. And then the life in the countryside is the third label. There is no tension, there is no competition. Now, if the whole world is an unit, then developed countries are the first label. The life there represents the first label. Developing countries and the life there represent the second label. And undeveloped countries and life there represent the third label. Other than these, there are labels of our psyche too. The same psyche was there in Charlie also. Let us see what are the labels of our psyche. Our psyche means our consciousness, our internal world that always wants to express itself, wants to occupy a rightful position in the society among the public. It tries to run after it. It tries to come out to the first label because most of the people are doing that. And it is easy to take the track that most of the people are taking. That is the first label. But when our psyche finds it difficult and full of tension, it tries to withdraw and become happy only with the survival, not running after name, fame, and glory, but just running one's own life, individual life, family life, that much. That is the second level. But still, he is aware of the first level, that is giving him tension. So sometimes he withdraws completely deeper into its own. That is the unconscious level, where he gets lost from the outside world. And he loves to stay there. That is the third level. Here is complete peace, no tension. There are no dictates of time and place that are imposed here and they are worrying. This is imposed on Charlie also. You see that his life in the office is the third level for him. He is not happy there. He sometimes gets late to finish his work there. So that is the third level. So what does he do? He wants to withdraw back home, where his wife Louisa is there. That is the second level for him. But he is lured ultimately to go to the third level, where there is complete peace, rest in him. This may be his hallucination, this may be in his imagination, but that is the storehouse of his mental peace. Now, before coming to the lesson, the content of the lesson, let us fix our priorities, main focus. We are taking up a language lesson, so certainly we have to be pragmatic in this context, and we must have something that may enrich our language. And for this purpose, we must focus on vocabulary and the sentence patterns and useful expressions. In the vocabulary, you can pick out the vocabulary items on your own, but here I have two useful vocabulary items, the first day cover and lead story. First day cover is related to the hobby of philately. Philately means stamp collection. Stamp collectors are very much interested to secure the issue of the stamps, new issue of the stamps. So what do? That on the very first day of any issue, they buy some of such tickets, paste it on some of the envelope, address it to themselves and mail it to their own address. And inside the envelope, they merely just put a blank paper. That is called the first day cover. Lead story. Lead story term is connected to the newspapers. The main story, the main heading that is on the front page, that is called the lead story. Now coming to the content and its development. Content and its development is also important about this lesson, especially because it is mixed with the intersections of time and space. Here and there you will find the interweaving of fantasy and reality, and illogicality and futuristic projection. So we have to be very much aware. This is not the description of or narration of an event. Here and there would be the intersection of time and space. From reality to fantasy and from fantasy to reality, the writer shifts. So we should be very careful when we are reading. Let us see the content. First page of the content, Charlie's psychiatrist friend. The lesson begins with Charlie's realization of the third level. He believes that there is third level at Grand Central, but most of the people say that there are only two levels, first and second, but he says that there is third level too. When he talks about it to his psychiatrist friend Sam, he interprets that it is his waking, sleep waking, wish fulfillment, because he is not happy with the present, because it is full of tension, worries, competition, frustration. So he looks for the third level. But for temporary refuge of this tension of the first level, he has taken up the hobby of philately. That started with his grandfather, and he is carrying on that. When he says so, he also thinks that his grandfather's time there was no such worry, but still he had taken the refuge of his stamp collection, the philately. He does not agree with his psychiatrist friend, with his interpretation, and continues. See that further. One day what happens, that he was late from his office. Certainly he was at the first level. He was full of tension. So he is late from there. And he tries to come to reach home to his wife Lausa. And for this, when he is coming, he is lured to go to the Grand Central. And when he reaches there, he finds that the first level is there, from where he could take the trains for 20th century. And easily he steps down and comes to the second level, from where he could take the trains for suburban area. But he was looking for the third level that day. So he ducked into arched doorway, heading for the subway, and got lost. See that, got lost means got lost from the real life. That is first level and the second level. And he had to get lost to reach the third level. Now he has completely dipped into fantasy. In his fantasy, what does he find? That he bumps into new doorways, stairs, corridors at the Grand Central. Every time, whenever he looks for the third level, he bumps into new doorways. And he believes that Grand Central is pushing out new corridors and staircases. It is growing. He also believes that there is a long tunnel under the city, feeling its way, that may sometimes lead to Times Square and sometimes to the Central Park. Dozens of the people have taken this, means the Grand Central, that is the psyche, and then to the third level. So it has been an exit for many people. Anyway, he takes one of the corridors. It starts angling left and slanting down, and he is here all alone. So here he can hear only the footsteps of his own self, empty sound of the footsteps. But still, he is confident about the third level, so he moves further. And then he comes across a hollow roar that heralds that there is open space and people talking only a few distance, only a short distance ahead. He moves on further still, and his tunnel turned sharp left. Walking down short flights of stairs, he reached the third level. But as soon as he reached there, in the beginning, at first instance, he was not sure that it was the third level. But architecturally old building, antiquated small rooms, fewer ticket counters and train gates, wooden information booth, flickering open flame gas lights, and brass spittoons tell that it was the third level. Then he looked at the dress of the people over there. They were also the old-fashioned, in their dress, in the style of their mustaches. Further, he looked at a boy, newsboy, there was the copy of newspaper The World that is not published now. It was the newspaper of the olden time. Then he looked at the lead story over there. It was about President Cleveland, former president. All these confirmed that he was at the third level. Now he wanted to buy 2 tickets for himself and his wife for Galesburg. Galesburg stands for the life of the third level, where there is complete peace. There is no competition. Everybody is at rest. That is characterized by the old-fashioned houses. Huge lawns are there. Tremendous trees over the streets. There, long and pleasant summer evenings are there, and people have leisure for one another. He remembers, and he is lived by it. Now, being very confident, he goes to the counter to buy the ticket. But the clerk at the counter stares at him, at his fancy hatband, and the money that he was going to pay for the ticket, because the money was not the old style bill, and that was required to buy the tickets. So clerk was staring at him. He hinted him toward the old style bills in his drawer beside him. Then Charlie realized that, oh, he could not buy the tickets because he did not have the old style bills. So he turned and got out fast. Next day, he exchanged all his savings for the old currency bills, tried to look for the third level, but could not find the way for the third level. He went home. He told the matter to his wife. When she came to know, she became worried. She did not want him to look for the third level. His friend Sam had disappeared in between. He came to know. Now, as a temporary refuge, he had to go by his life. That was philately. So every day in the evening he would fuss with his collection. One day when he was fussing with his collection, he found an envelope, the first day cover, there in his collection that should not be there. But it was there. He was surprised. He looked at the address, the date, and found that this was addressed to his grandfather. And the date referred to a day about 100 years back, 18 July 1894. Then he picked out the paper from inside the envelope, and he found that it was a letter from Sam, who had mailed him to his grandfather. Here, see the intersection of time. He was his friend, Sam was his friend, but he had now gone to the third level, that is Galesburg, Illinois. And from there, he had mailed this envelope to his grandfather. Intersection of place and time, both, is clear here. Then he reads further and he finds that Sam had reached there, and he is encouraging him to look for the third level because it proved that it existed. So he invited Charlie and his wife Louisa to go on looking for a third level and continuing to come to that place, the third level. This is the lesson. Here are some questions. Note down these questions for homework, and the questions in the end of the lesson in your exercise should be in the classwork. Thank you very much. Keep on learning and thinking.